Dude, I tell you what, a cold beer has not let me down tonight. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're good to drink.
Pretty
I know
sure
what you're talking
somebody
about.
made a country song about that, but we're just going to roll with it.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, grabbing the brisket here.
So I was just talking to Jan earlier. Do you think it's a good idea to start making TikToks where I impersonate other TikTokers making, other food TikTokers? Because there's some that are very, very, like they have their shtick, like they have their thing. It would be very easy to impersonate them, and I think it would be funny, but I don't know if they would take it as offensive.
But hold on. So if you exaggerate the entire thing,
that's what it would be.
And then you get into character, like obviously you have to like dress like them. You have to do
100%
something, right? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
They have long hair.
I have a couple guys in mind already. I'm like, I could do this.
If they got long hair, you got to go cut a mop up and get everything.
Yes.
Like you have to get the whole like right. If you exaggerate it, 100%.
Okay.
But you have to execute the meal they created.
You got to nail it, right?
You got to nail it.
Right.
So that's my thing. Like if you nail it,
I love that.
100%.
Yeah.
I feel like as long as you do that, then it wouldn't be taken wrong.
That's right.
If you acted like them and had some mess in front of you when you're done, then yeah, okay.
Well, I think if it was already a thing going, do I need to, like the first couple times, do I need to reach out to whoever it is and be like, hey, can I?
No. Let them find it.
Just do it.
Go for
Somebody
it?
will send it to them.
Oh, line react.
Just tag them. But no, my thing is also, if you fail at it, like if you're trying to copy somebody's recipe and they're like really fast and they give great directions and they're like click, 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 boom, and you're like, well, okay, I guess we're doing, you're like, whatever, and then all of a sudden it doesn't look anything like it. You're like, I don't know where I went wrong.
That's funny too.
And they try it, right? Okay, it tastes like shit. Tastes awesome. Hey, don't mind, whatever. It'd be fine. I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nobody copied that idea until I get a chance to try
Yeah,
this.
definitely not. So I think John already kind of started it earlier today when he posted a video with his Australian accent.
He was copying somebody.
Was that Jess Piles?
Where we tagged Jess, and she has not responded. So
she's offended.
She might be offended.
Shit. Yeah, sorry, Jess.
Next time we have her on,
She's
I'm
not
sure
offended.
if she ever comes on the show again.
Maybe she was just waiting for it to get over 15 views before she,
Right.
you know.
She
It
goes,
did not do well. Bro, I don't know what happened. Like, it's a lot of likes considering how many views, but it's just not doing anything. I think
Yeah.
TikTok's mad at us.
I think
don't
James
know.
should have done the Australian accent.
Yeah,
bring it back.
I
It's been
thought
a
that
while.
too. I did think like James
No.
does it, but I was like, nah.
I
just
thought
let
you
me
had
do
a
it.
great accent.
You nailed
I thought it was
You
funny.
nailed it. You nailed it.
It's
You were
fun. I thought
fine.
it was funny.
It was spot on. It was really funny.
Yeah.
Screw you.
I don't
Nobody-
think it was just. Here's my problem with your video. I think it went on a little too long, right? I think had you cut it down and just like grabbed it and like gotcha, and then the very next take was it cooked and you were eating it, then that would have been like, got it, right? Got him, or whatever it is, right?
Okay.
But you just kept it was a piece of brisket, right, that you'd already cooked, and
Right.
wasn't
It
as-
was brisket leftovers.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I get it.
Go check out the video, folks.
I did.
Do a favor.
They
Do
will.
me a favor. Share it with a friend.
Yeah. Like it,
Like,
share
comment, follow.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smash that button. I don't. Whatever they.
Smash.
Whatever they freaking tell
Do
you
all
to
the
do.
things
just
you're
can't
supposed
you
to
just
do
Do them like,
on the social media.
Why are we trying so hard? You know what I mean? That's the deal. Just don't try.
That's true.
Like what's the dude's name? What were we talking about a second ago?
Pepperbilly Pete.
Pepperbilly.
This dude
Pete,
is awesome.
Hey. What does he say, James? He says,
Let's get started.
"Let's get started."
I mean, I feel like
I love that guy.
he seems like he tries. He's just
Yeah,
makes
but-
it look effortless.
Yeah, but
you know what I
he
mean?
But
tries.
he's been the same since video one, and it's always been the same. I think he's just stuck
He
with it.
tries, but it's see, there's a lot of thought that goes into it. But when he talks, it's very nonchalant. So it's like, take it or leave it.
Right. He's like, we're making mac and cheese, with something, zippy zap.
Now let's get started. Boom.
Right.
And then he comes up with some badass
74
recipe.
million views.
Right.
I love it.
Let's
I
get him-
love it.
let's get him on the
If you guys
episode.
aren't checking him out, check him
Let's
out.
get him on the show. I follow him. Let's get him on the show.
You want to get him on? We can get him on the show. I'm
get
sure
him
we can get him on the show.
Yeah, let's do it. I watched one of his latest episodes. Of course, something that popped up on my feed. I guess somebody suggested, you create a recipe and you put it out there, and everybody's like, "That's great," but I changed it. I added this and
Right,
took
right.
away this and reduced this.
Try it like
it's
this.
so much better. And he did one of these videos where he put it out there and somebody critiqued it and changed it, made it so much better. And he's like, all right, well, I guess we got to make it. So he makes it and he's like, it's okay. But he pulls out the salt. He's like, we need a little more of this right here. Like, and he goes into town about. It's like,
He's great.
the dude's killing, dude.
Let's
I love
go.
it.
Let's go.
Yeah. I'll reach out to him.
Yeah.
So, honestly, it's like I really didn't have anything planned as far as extracurricular activities for us to discuss. Usually, I go through and try to find some crazy articles or whatever we can discuss or whatever. I don't think we have to find anything. It's already just
It's
happening
out there. It's everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of craziness happening.
What is happening in this freaking world?
Sheesh.
I know, like UFOs getting shot down and
UFOs.
everything.
Wait,
Oh.
UFOs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys talking about the balloon?
No.
No, we're talking about other stuff. Like, have you been following? Like, it's like even the government's coming out. It's like, well, we can't deny or say it isn't UFOs or aliens. You're like, well, okay, what's going on here? Like, you guys are freaking crazy.
They had like a
here.
press conference,
It's
all these
fun.
senators and
I mean,
everything.
if you don't
and they
know
were
what it
getting
is,
briefed.
it's a UFO. That's
At-
literally the definition, right?
At the end of the at the end of the
But they use
thing,
alien.
Yeah, alien. But
Oh.
but at
and
the
they
end
say
of it,
they.
at the end of it, he goes, "Better lock your doors at night."
Yeah. he
That's what they said?
That's,
Yes.
That's what the senator said at the end
Seriously?
of it. Yeah.
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 What the hell? Where was this
It's
at?
creating paranoia, man. It's creating.
Is this in Kansas?
I
No.
don't know. No, it's like
Iowa.
It's like over. It's over Utah.
The same.
Utah. And then China came out with theirs, and then all of a sudden there's all these sightings everywhere.
You know what's in
And
Utah?
You see, like the F-16 looking fighter pilot
seen any
shot
of
a
this.
missile and blew up a thing, and people were videoing it. And this thing caught on fire, and it was some huge fire in the sky, and it come roaring to the ground. Everybody's like, "What is happening like right now? Are we at war? Are we at war with another country?" Because somebody always sees a jet shooting straight up in the sky and shooting something out. Like, you know, and here's something else. Once you see it on any other social media platform, I automatically think like, that's fake. You know what I mean? I just think it's fake. I always think it's fake.
Right. You're like, I don't believe you.
Yeah, I need to see it for myself, and then I'll believe you. Like, I don't.
That's
If
great.
you video it, used to like seeing is believing.
Right. Video was the truth back then.
Right. And now it's like
So much
nah,
deep fake
man.
things and everything
Yeah,
now.
no, that's been edited.
Nah,
Yeah.
I ain't doing that. So then you have the Ohio derailment, which,
I
by
did
the
hear
way,
about that.
have you seen what it looks like from space?
From space?
It looks like a
Mushroom
nuclear
cloud.
bomb
Yeah.
went off.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy bad.
Huh.
They're like saying, and I don't know if this is even true, but they're saying this could be on the same level as Chernobyl.
Yeah, I heard that too. I heard
And I'm
some lady
like,
on the news saying her chickens died, so seems serious.
Yeah, well, hold on, hey man, that's something else. What's up with all these damn chickens can't lay eggs? Oh, it's something wrong with the feed. You know what I mean? There's so many things that are happening right now, and then the whole Epstein, the whole Epstein Island list is coming out right now. 2,000 names are on this list.
That's what saying. They're like, all these alien things popped up right when they're about to release this list. They was like, they're covering it up.
2,000
Distracting, yeah.
Right.
names are on this list.
As we
Y'all
speak,
see-
it's like
Yeah,
knock at the
right.
door.
Y'all
Like,
see
Shut the podcast
all,
down.
all the fish washing up on the shore down there in South America?
No,
Okay. I don't know anything about it. I saw
That
a
happens
quick
every year, I
clip.
think.
Is that what it is?
I think-
There's
I
like a
don't know.
bajillion damn fish.
I gotta, I'm going to Virginia. I'm flying this weekend for my cousin's wedding. I just don't want the whole world to end until at least after this.
So you
weekend.
get back?
Yeah,
Really?
let me
Right.
get. I don't want to be in the air when it happens. I want to be
that's
like,
exactly where I want to be.
no.
Well,
gosh.
I can
In
tell
the
you
air.
for sure, 100%, this shit ain't happening in Texas.
Yeah, right.
So,
Shoot that damn UFO down.
right there, that's that. When Texas freaks out, then you know something's wrong. So Texas right now is good. Hey,
We're
everything's
good.
We got the rodeo to worry about. Okay, we can't be dealing with UFOs
right.
and things.
exactly.
Which is a
After
great,
rodeo.
great segue is that we have the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo coming up. It's not this coming weekend, but it's the next weekend for the barbecue competition, which is, it's the world champion, right? I mean, like who's won to get in? It's all here at this episode or at this show. And there's how many different teams are there, James? What do you think?
Dude, 400 plus.
400
Jeez
plus
Louise.
teams are competing to be the best.
Yeah,
right.
And you have like probably maybe 8 or 10 international teams that have been selected
That fly over.
all across the globe
Yeah.
to come compete in it as well.
Yeah.
So it's
The Kids Q is going to be happening.
Kids
they have
Q.
a kids competition that's second to none, right? It's just badass.
And they're
Yeah.
getting a special little prize in their packs this year, right?
What are they getting?
James?
Oh, John,
John?
yeah, go for
Yeah,
it. John.
yeah. Every kid that's competing is getting a bottle of Chicks to Smoke.
There it is.
It's pretty badass.
That is
really?
badass.
Oh, How'd you weasel that deal?
James weaseled. I don't know how he weaseled.
Nice.
He did the weaseling, so he's the weasel.
When you
Oh.
know, you know. Look,
any-
hey, when you volunteer for the Houston Livestock Show on
Oh, here
rodeo,
we go.
Okay.
Let me mute his mic.
You're a volunteer. That's right. You're giving back, James.
yes.
I have a coworker named Kathy, and apparently she's on the rodeo committee.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't believe you. You don't talk about it every day.
Right.
Right.
If you were on it, you would talk about it.
Right.
So
Sorry,
I don't,
James.
like I said, like I don't think you really need a whole lot of like information like to come up with some special shtick or anything else. Like honestly, it's like just the world events that are happening right now. Like there's so much. There's so many different just misdirections and whatever else. But the one thing that come up today during our live was again Mo Kaysan and Bob Trudnick are opening their newest restaurant up in Huntsville, Texas. Dude, like I don't
It's
know
gonna
how
be good.
I don't know how far away they are, but it's going to be amazing.
We talked about that last week or the week
We,
before,
we
maybe.
did, but we had one of our listeners chime in about it earlier. So we're like, you know what,
Yeah.
Yeah,
bring it up every week until we
Yeah.
get on there.
that's
Yeah.
true.
You
I
know?
love that. I heard a kind of an analogy talking about how things are going right now in 2023, and that they kind of like brought it back to 2020. He's like, just imagine 2020 as being the big movie that came out, and then right now, or series. I think he said series, Walking Dead, blah blah blah, whatever it is. And now we're on season 4.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Are we in the season finale? It seems like we're in the season finale with all this like
The
crazy
series finale.
the
Right.
series finale of all the craziness, just UFOs. Like I know, like maybe like last year somewhere they're like, oh, Pentagon, everybody's going to release all these files about UFOs or whatever. They might be real. Like, I feel like you guys. I
Oh,
can't
they've been like
trust.
teasing it as
Yeah,
the season's
they're
been going
teasing
on.
it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't believe you guys one bit.
That's exactly right because
Yeah.
they're just trying to get ratings. But here's the deal: if they're coming down, right? If there are aliens, do you think they barbecue where they're from?
They just want some
100%.
brisket.
100%.
All these humans that are being abducted.
Yeah, you're like-
low and slow.
Or have they evolved where
I like the
there's
blonde.
like,
Hey, I like the blonde-headed ones.
right,
right.
or have they evolved to where they just don't consume anything anymore? They just like, it's like an injection or a pill. You're like, dude, that's so weak. You know, you ever seen the movie Paul, the
Oh, yeah.
alien, starts seeing all this American type stuff that everybody's going and he's like sold, like this shit's awesome or whatever. But yeah, do you think they just like,
Just exist. They don't need anything to eat.
right, just they did like telepathically just like consume, I don't know, like protons from the atmosphere that just
Well, I think
gives them sustenance?
So I think if you look at like the evolution, and they talk like I've done some reading on this, and I'm probably an expert.
Sweet
Uh,
Jesus.
but
Alien physiology. All right, let's
so
hear it.
when
I've seen Independence Day.
it's the
Sounds
evolution of man, and right now, like from we have 3D. When you go into the 4D dimension, you completely lose your body. Right, you don't need it anymore. Your power, your energy, you're just existing at that point and you're feeding off of just life around you. Right, I think that's what you're talking about. Right, you're just a ball of energy.
Yeah,
He's
I
floating
got my
around.
hand
He's
right
raising
there.
his
hand.
Yeah,
Like
let
a
me
ghost.
ask you a hypothetical question.
I can answer this.
Which state do you think punches an alien in the face first?
Florida.
Listen,
That's probably true.
I think Florida's probably going to eat an alien first.
Yeah, but they
That's
got to
true,
punch
too.
it down first. They got to punch it,
right.
then they can eat it.
Texas shoots at it first. Oh man,
I don't know if Texas shoots it first.
Maybe just Texas tries to grill it first. Yeah. Hey, you kill it, we'll grill it.
Hey, we don't put beans in our chili, but we'll put a little alien in there.
Yeah. You like that? You like that flavor? You like that? Huh? Mm-hmm. It's good, huh? Yeah. Let's go.
Right. That green ain't jalapeno.
Right.
It's spicy, isn't it?
A little space juice.
I
Yeah.
did not expect this to become our alien episode.
We did not.
It is.
Hey,
Aliens and barbecue. What's better than that? And so I'll tell you a funny story real quick.
You got abducted?
Yeah, I wish.
We all
So,
do.
dude, well, my aliens look a lot different than y'all's aliens. You know what I mean? I have the hot aliens from space that come down to like.
Okay. Anyways,
we need
what's
to
your funny
procreate,
story?
right?
Yeah. Sorry,
so-
John's mom.
Right. Sorry, John's mom. Yeah, so I was in El Paso and I was doing some work there, and I'd crossed the border one day and it just didn't go that well. I was like, oh, can't go there. It's kind of crazy in Juarez, whatever. So the next day, my buddy was like, he really wanted to go to Roswell, New Mexico, and I was like, dude, let's just like we're waiting on parts to be flown in. Like, yeah, let's just go, dude. And the entire time he's like, I said, hey, what did you do today? He's just like miserable. Like, I went to his room. Yeah, he had his own hotel room. I had mine. And he's like laying in bed. And I was like, dude, like get up, dude. Like, let's go somewhere. Let's go do something. Like, whatever, right? And finally was like, dude, let's go to Roswell. And like he looks at me. He's like, yeah. I go, yeah. Moves the covers back. He's fully dressed, boots on, everything, ready to go. And I was like, okay, let's go. So we
That's
drive.
weird.
We drive like it was like 4 hours, right? Whatever it is. I can't remember how far, but it's quite a while, like probably 4 hours, 5 hours to get to Roswell, right? So we get to this town, and it's a cool town. It's a small town, right? And not a whole lot there, really. But we were like, so we go to the Saucer Cafe thing or whatever. Then we go over to the UFO museum, and I'm like, this is gonna be epic. Yeah, I mean, what is it? So hey, for $10 you get a ticket, but for another, and there's almost like it was the way they put it out was like, okay, tickets are $10. Like, okay, great, yeah, here you go. Here's $20, 2 tickets, and then they're like, hey, if you want to see some shit, put another $10 on there, both of y'all, and we'll get you behind the ropes. And I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, bro. Like,
The
what?
same exact shtick they do to every numbnuts that
So I
walks
go,
up.
I go, done, paid.
Right.
Okay? So imagine walking into your local bank, right? Your local activity center, like a small library, right? It's just a big square. There's no hallways. You just walk in and walk straight in.
Just
right?
a room.
Yeah, just one big room, right? And a bathroom. So I'm like, okay, well, cool. Hopefully there's more to this. But they had a bunch of cases set up. They had these velvet ropes stacked around the room, right? All on one big square. And everybody had to file in to be in the middle of that square, except for us. We got to be on the outside of that square.
Oh.
Right? So instead of
Seeing the same exact shit.
instead of seeing it from here to here, right, from this way, I could stand here and go. I was like, I look over that person. I'm like, hey, you got me. You just got me, man. So they had like this. I think they had like a restroom area, this back area where they had this. Like it was all novelty shit. Like you go to a room and they had like all the furniture on the ceiling, and so you could take pictures like you're standing on the ceiling, whatever, right? Just stupid shit, right? Like you could sit in a chair, but then it's just dumb stuff,
You're
man.
such a moron.
A autopsy room. I'm like, this is not even legit, dude. I felt so burned. I was so aggravated when the lady was like, "How'd you like it?" I was like, this is a scam. I just like walked out. I was like, y'all know, like you got a tinfoil in a freaking case over there. It looks like tinfoil.
You were expecting to see actual ET.
I want to see it for $20. I want to see a freaking dead body or something.
You want to poke an alien?
Give me a finger or something. Give me a fingernail. Anything.
An eyeball in a jar.
Yeah. Give me something. Don't give me some like rope-a-dope looking like, oh, get behind. I'm like, nah. So that was my Roswell, New Mexico trip. It was not. Hey, pretty. Like, New Mexico's nice.
It's gorgeous.
It's
It
gorgeous.
honestly is super
it's
nice.
so clean. It's beautiful. Roswell just definitely did not live up to the hype for me.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Jan was trying to get that whole vibe. You
Yeah.
want to see a dead body?
Hey.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all want to see a dead body? Oh yeah. Yeah. They're like great. And
Like you didn't even get
Some
to stick your
plastic
hand
alien.
into like a bowl of like
Jello.
Right.
I know spaghetti.
It's alien guts.
You can't look, but
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Close your eyes.
Right.
Don't smell your
I
hands.
did not get that. So stupid.
yeah, don't lick
goodness.
your fingers.
Yeah. That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm like, that's spaghetti sauce. I'm fighting you. Ah! Right? So stupid.
Where
Yeah,
is
it
this
is.
episode going?
Right.
Hopefully
Well,
to a beer review very soon.
Exactly.
Before we get to a beer review, let's do a really quick. I don't
Barbecue
have
news.
much. We do have some hot off the grill barbecue news from Barbecue News Magazine, which has a brand new magazine out. I just got mine in the mail today. Also, BBQA, which is having their conference this weekend, which we are missing. once you guys are hearing this, you've already missed it as well.
That's
So
what
we
I
all
know.
missed it together. Unless you were there, then good for you.
Hey,
Butthole.
the only thing that held us back was finances. We just weren't able to secure the finances for all of us. Like we could have sent one of us probably.
I should have just went.
I know,
I fly free.
dude.
Why didn't you go?
We know that.
I didn't want to do that to you guys.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, he didn't want to go alone. Have to
Also, I don't want to go by myself.
he didn't want to go alone and talk to everybody.
Right. People would have wanted to talk to me. Like,
Hey, John, do a demonstration. John's like, ooh.
Just fake pass out.
Possum tactics.
I can see your eyes open. You're blinking. I need water.
fuck off.
Ambulance.
Right, possum tactic. I should have sent you a video earlier today or yesterday. I let Toby out to go to the bathroom, 5:30 in the morning, and I put a shirt on. Hadn't had my pants on yet, and I just opened the
I don't
door.
want that video.
Usually, I kind of I had underwear on. Usually, I kind of open the door and look out there, and I just blindly just open it up. Toby did what he does every time. He bolts out.
Bull runs.
Like
Yeah.
there's something there, and there was something there.
That's why he does it.
He ran into a big giant possum, like twice his size as him, and he went to town on him. I'm like, fuck. I'm like out there with my jeans in my hand. I'm running off the porch. I jump into the yard, and I'm swinging my jeans, just like slapping at the damn possum. Like, Toby, get the fuck out of here. Come on, man. Go.
Save yourself.
He kept going back for more, and I was like, fuck.
Did the possum play possum?
No, he didn't. He was like fucking trying to bite Toby or attack him.
Bite your jeans.
Then eventually I'm like slapping my jeans at Toby. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Toby. Come on. Finally, rolls up, and then I jump onto the patio, just wearing my boxer briefs and a t-shirt, just like, what the fuck's wrong with you, Toby? As I walk in, so
Cursing Toby.
Yeah.
Toby is like
Hey,
a 2-pound chihuahua.
This is what you do,
listening.
man. Just shut the door and go put your jeans on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, survival of the fittest.
Right.
2 animals enter, 1 animal leaves. Done.
Right.
Just
You
done.
walk out and they're both dead, but one of them's playing possum.
That's right. Hey, or I look at Toby more of like the like Pepe Le Pew, right? Like, oh, mi amor, right? He's already like
He's
already-
humping the possum?
He's already like humping it, right? He's already like wrapped around it, like I love you. You know, that's what I picture with him.
Machete.
Yeah, machete. Yeah, that's Toby for sure.
love it.
Yeah,
sorry, John, didn't mean to hijack that.
Wow, I know that was great.
Barbecue
I love
news.
that. Barbecue news. I just have one thing. I saw today on the intranets, on the social medias, that they're doing a Yoder Cimarron raffle giveaway. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Cimarron. It's their offset version of a Yoder. It's
Yeah.
badass. They have
It
a
is.
Kansas City Chiefs version of one that they're doing a raffle on. It's like $100 a ticket, unless you buy a bunch. Then it's like cheaper per ticket, I guess. But I reached out
That's
to.
wrong.
No, it's just how they.
I just think like every ticket should be $100, no matter what.
No,
You
if
buy
you buy-
100 of them, it's under $100. You know what I mean?
Well, buy 100 of them because this is going to help out. I don't know who's helping out. Proud Souls Barbecue. This is a barbecue store.
Yeah.
I guess. Our buddy over there at Fergalicious Barbecue, Richard Fergula,
Yeah.
he's teamed up with them. They're doing this giveaway, this raffle, but it's all going to be announced at their huge grand opening. This is March 4th. They're opening a brand new. Actually, they've already opened the store a couple weeks ago, but they're doing a big grand opening party.
Yep.
March 4th. It's going to be badass. A bunch of big names in barbecue are going to be there. They're smoking a whole gator. They're smoking. He gave me a list. I talked to him on the phone. They're smoking all kinds of shit. But it's going to be a big ass party March 4th. If you're in the northwest, northeast, I don't know, out there near. Let's see. I have it on here somewhere. North Kansas City. So out there by the airport. If you're out in that area, go check them out. It's going to be a big ass party March 4th, and you can get in on this raffle. I guess online. I'll put a link in our description, but it's a kick ass smoker. It's like a $18,000 smoker is what they sell this thing for. So,
But it's a Kansas City themed.
yeah, it's like red and yellow. I don't know if it has a logo on it or not.
You
but
can still win it and then just always remember when the Eagles lost the Super Bowl.
No, I'm fine with that.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
no,
Yeah.
it's a badass smoker for sure. It's like the ones you see out there at competitions.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the,
I've seen them.
the wheels and what the wheels. It's the one with the wheels.
You can pull it.
No, it's a kick ass smoker. It's their Cimarron. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but
Yeah, we've seen it.
if you're listening, just click the link and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Because I sound like an idiot
Just
rambling
freaking
on at
buy
this
a
point.
ticket. Just buy a ticket.
Yeah, and go to this event. If you are in Kansas, it's a free event. It's a grand opening. It's gonna be badass. They're smoking whole gators. Richard Fergula is gonna be out there.
Hey, can we talk about Kansas for a second? For being such the Royal, right? Being such a great cook-off, how the hell Friday night going to be like great and Saturday night be like do they even like? Can we just invite them, come down to Houston and just go to
Show them how to do it?
Pasadena cook-off?
I think just when we go next year,
just go to Pasadena.
We need to
Right.
host a
A lot
party.
of them-
If they go to Pasadena cook-off, go to Houston, just go to Alvin Music Festival, they're going to be like, holy shit, like this cook-off is raging like this. Yeah, we
Yeah.
rage. Like we're not raging on a Friday night and trying to cook. No, it's every night.
Yeah, yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, the Kansas City Royal. The Friday night was kicking. It was
Yeah.
a freaking party. Saturday night was
Bones.
dead. It was there was
Don't-
literally
like,
zero happening.
chirps.
It was crazy.
Yes.
The most bizarre scene.
I've
I've never seen that
it-
at any cook-off.
Exactly.
The freaking
It's smart.
VFW
No, it's not, James.
is
It's
popping
dumb.
more than that.
Yeah, it's smart. All
No,
the
it's
people.
not.
That's why the
get
people who are there are
get
like
to
winning.
hydrate, get to just get their sleep in, and then barbecue.
Yeah, but here's the deal.
They don't have to run the gamut of doing 2 days of partying in a row.
But that's what tells you who's the best pit master. If you can run the gambit of partying 2 days in a row or 3 days in a row and then still perform, yeah, great. You went to bed every night at 7 p.m. and you got up at 5 p.m. or 5 a.m. and you cooked the best. Like, great. You just went to work every day. Great. Good job.
Grand champion, great. Grand
Great.
champion while you had a hangover.
Whoa.
Now you're a pit master.
Boom. There it is.
Anyways, yeah,
Grabbing the
click the
brisket.
link. Go
Invite
check
us
out
out
this
there.
party. It's going to be awesome. Like I said, they're cooking all kinds of stuff. And there's he named some of it. Megan Day, I think he said is going to be out
Yeah.
there. We met her up there in Fargo. A bunch of great people. So go check them out.
They
Again,
invite us.
He did ask if we were going to be up in Fargo again, but they're doing it in April, so I don't know. Like last year it was in July. It's going to be hard to try to do that kind of thing again this soon. But anyways, yeah, click the link, get more information, sign up for the raffle, support this thing, and whatever. And that's the Hot Off the Grill barbecue news.
Yeah, it's magical and just beautiful at the same time, John. I appreciate
Thank
the
you.
information.
Magically beautiful.
Magically, beautifully cue up those commercials now.
Yeah.
And John's given the sign to just go ahead and
Ramble.
ramble,
Ramble
elaborate.
on.
Just start
Ramble
start
on.
chatting.
Yeah.
Correct.
So we're about to cue up a commercial break here in a second. But before we do, can we talk about the last weekend we just had real quick? We've been raising money for our Austin trip, James, and this weekend we did. The last week we did briskets, pork belly. Then the very next day we did briskets, pulled pork, or pork butt, right? And then what else? Ribs.
Well, we did ribs.
cooked all kinds of shit.
Not
Yeah.
really sure how the ribs turned out.
Yeah,
because
we'll get into that. That's fine. I'm saying
Yeah.
we were raising money to sell, and I mean I don't know if this last one it wasn't as good as the other one before, but it was okay.
2
right?
weeks in a row, considering. I think we did pretty good.
I think so too. Right? We raised some money. Let's go. Like I feel like we do this once a month. Like if you want a brisket from Grabbing the Brisket, just chime in. Let us know what it is. We'll mail you one.
Yeah,
Right?
We post them on Facebook, especially, but we also try to post it on Instagram. So just make
Yeah.
sure you're following us on one of those places. And
Hey.
hell, you got our damn hotline number, so you can leave a message there, and we'll reach back to you.
Do you want us to mail you a brisket?
Yeah, we're just
I
gonna
mean,
start
serious.
mailing across the U.S. now.
We could do
Because
that.
listen,
Yeah.
we're going to mail these things to you hot.
That's not true.
Now we're mailing you to a hot brisket. 205.
You're an idiot.
There'll be hot coals in the shipping
That's right.
container.
It's never been done before.
Right.
We're going to set these things
Drive
up.
up with the smoker behind us.
Yeah,
via
we're gonna-
drone. We're teaming up with Elon Musk.
Elon is shooting these things to
Oh, okay.
space. They're going to drop them from outer space to your backyard. If you want this, if you want a hot brisket at your house, let us know. Give us a comment.
All right, I think we'll get more into this cook here that we had in a minute, but first let's pay some bills and hear from somebody in the Oddpods Media Network. Brought to you in part by Oklahoma Joe's new Ryder Deluxe pellet grills.
Since the company's humble beginnings in 1987, Oklahoma Joe has helped those who appreciate the process and the craft of smoking.
What began with Joe Davidson, a member of the Barbecue Hall of Fame, and a dozen hand-built smokers at the Oklahoma State Fair over 30 years ago, has since forged an Oklahoma Joe's brand that builds some of the most sought-after smokers.
Oklahoma Joe has a proud history of creating uncompromising smokers and grills with carefully crafted design, and the newest generation of the popular Ryder Series pellet grills carries on this tradition.
The new features in the Oklahoma Joe's Ryder Deluxe pellet grills include a Pit Control 2.0 system that delivers the category's first dual-sensor temperature control.
Fire-focused dual-sensor feedback optimizes temperature control based on selected cooking styles, low and slow smoking, or high-heat grilling.
A power feed system that boasts the high-torque auger motor that powers through pellets for incredible power and performance.
The new Ryder Deluxe series builds on several popular features, including smoke and sear modes, which features an impressive temperature range that runs from 200 degrees Fahrenheit to a searing hot 650 degrees Fahrenheit, and a 20-pound quick-draw hopper that allows unused pellets to be drained in seconds for simple storage, removal, and swapping of pellet flavors. Guys, if you want to find out more information about the new Ryder Deluxe Series pellet grills from Oklahoma Joe, check out the Oklahoma Joe's website, and the link is in our description in the bio, and that's oklahomajoe.com.
Hi, I'm Tina Jaramillo.
And I'm Hillary Doherty.
And we host the Muck Podcast, where we discuss the dark and sometimes weird true stories in American politics.
Hey, Tina, did you know that Elvis crashed the Nixon White House for the sole purpose of getting a DEA badge? And it worked?
What? Or how a gun control advocate senator out of California engaged in gun trafficking with notorious gang leader Shrimp Boy?
Shrimp Boy, I remember him. Okay, so, we cover all of that and more from maladies, madness, mischief, and murder in U.S. politics.
And we also host a bi-weekly interview segment called Lil Muck.
We interview politicians, journalists, activists, and others who share their experiences in politics.
Find the Muck Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and check us out on social media at the Muck Podcast.
All right. I got to learn how to use this switchboard, but there it is. Yeah.
And we're back.
We talk zero politics, but if you want to hear about politics, the Muck Podcast does talk about political things.
Yeah.
Mostly like historical things, I think, but
Right.
yeah.
Shout out to Tina and who?
The other one.
Yep.
Yeah.
They
Tina.
are fantastic.
Tina.
I'm really bad with names. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, alcohol skews that, right? Brain cells are getting firing. Yeah.
I blame it on Coors Light.
Speaking of that, let's cue up the Grabbing the Brisket
beer review.
Check out
It's that
fucking
bass.
Matt over here making transitions. I love
know.
that. That's so good.
It's that bass. It's all about that.
So we got a
What
special one today.
What do we have, Matt?
This one is brought to us by Jared.
Jared, who left beer at the Super Bowl party, and now we are drinking it.
Yes.
So we're reviewing Busch beer,
Not Busch Light.
brewed in the USA. 12 ounces of awesomeness. This beer's been out for a long time. John, how long has this beer been out for?
1943.
Nope, that's a lie.
I made that up. I have no idea. Yeah. This is the original full flavored Busch.
Yeah.
So
Not to be like that landing
yeah.
strip you've been used
Okay.
to, okay?
not the Busch Latte.
Yeah.
4.3% alcohol by volume. And it does have mountains, so we should be comfortable with it.
Listen, I remember the commercials growing up as a kid. This has been iconic. Just a river scene, basically.
Tap the Rockies, Busch Light.
Yeah, right. Colorado beer, right?
You just made that up too, didn't you, John?
Yeah, Tap the
Okay,
Rockies is
yeah.
actually a Coors Light.
Okay.
Yeah,
so-
whatever. Okay, it doesn't really matter where it's definitely in the mountainous regions. Okay, it's definitely a play on Coors Light.
This tastes like a light beer. This tastes like a Montucky is what it tastes like.
It does.
But it's not light.
Not as sweet as a Montucky.
Yeah,
but
the corn flavor. with
They're
the
doing
It's like-
corn.
That tastes like Coors Light, man.
Nah, Coors Light has a different flavor. This tastes more like
Taste the Coors Light?
A little sweeter.
Just taste Coors Light real quick.
For me, this beer invokes like
Gag reflex.
no. Like I'm just talking about like visions of just like hot
Grandeur.
dishes and like casseroles and just like Midwest
Cigarette
type.
ashes.
Yeah, about to say
cigarette
tobacco
ashes.
smoke in the air.
You're
A
making
lot of
me
tater
hungry.
tots, right?
Right.
A lot of tater tots, just like casserole type stuff, like just drinking Busch.
Do you guys? I'm sorry. Can I
man.
cut in real quick? Did
I
you
see
guys go to
grills.
restaurants as a kid or as young adults and they smoked in them?
Yeah.
Like, do I remember
was that a thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go to Whataburger, man. Whataburger used to be smoking there.
I guess because I
they would give you
grew
a
up in
little
California, that was never a thing. But I remember visiting my cousins in Kansas when I was a kid, probably like 10 years old, and we went to some diner and they were smoking it. And I was like, "This is the most bizarre shit I've ever seen." It was like the only time I'd ever seen it ever.
Yeah, you can go to Waffle House down the street. The cook's probably smoking right now.
That's probably true.
Well, that's smoking reefer, bro. Listen,
You're in there. The guy next to you just fired up a heater, just like
Right.
just chain smoking.
And you're in the non-smoking
6 years
section, even though
old,
you're
just
like
huffing it all
1
in,
foot away.
like,
Yeah, so
I feel dizzy.
we used to go and we would go get like at Whataburger. They had the ashtrays. They had little metal ashtrays you could get from them, and you would just throw them away. Right? With just little tin ashtrays, and you would sit there and like
those are probably worth money now.
you go. Yeah, probably. You would go and you would order your late at night, order your meal, and you would sit there and just light up, and people would be like, "Oh, this dude," right? But then all of a sudden you look around the room, and you're like, "Well, there's about 18 dudes already lit up in here," like, especially at 2 a.m. Right, or whatever, because that's the time you would go light up in a Whataburger. It's not going to be like at 8 o'clock. No, there was a coffee people, right? Early morning crowd, Gramps and Graham coming in there. They're going to smoke a pipe or smoke a cig.
Not at 2 a.m.
In the morning.
Oh yeah,
In the morning.
In the morning.
At 2 a.m. was like our time,
Oh,
right?
they're hitting up
That's
5:30,
their time. Yeah.
6.
This is our time down here, right? So, yeah, I mean, like, but it was really weird to do that. You know, looking back on it, and restaurants is one thing, bars are one thing, but we're talking about inside of a freaking like fast food restaurant. It was the weirdest thing to me because you couldn't go to McDonald's and smoke in there, but you knew you could go to Whataburger and smoke in that damn thing.
You can get 2 disposable Whataburger ashtrays shipped to your house right now for $25. You should have saved like a stack of them. You should have got like 100 of them. We'd have been good for a year at the
Right.
Grabbing a Brisket podcast.
Wow, it's my money.
Why didn't you think ahead?
Yeah, right. When I was 16, sneak smoking. Yeah, I don't know because I wouldn't nobody know. I ain't trying to get busted.
That's eBay. That's eBay for
Yeah.
you.
By the way, I don't smoke anymore, so that's FYI, man. That shit'll kill you. I mean, like cigarettes and stuff. So
All right, so back on the beer review.
Yeah, I was
So-
about to say it's. I'm getting a lot of watery,
Yeah.
a lot of corn kind of flavors to it.
I'm actually getting hydrated a little
Yeah,
bit.
right.
it's crisp. It's
I
clean.
have never had a bush like this.
A Busch
light,
beer-
but never just bush.
A Busch
No?
beer is
I
good.
like Busch.
Is this good?
I wish that we could have like done
How
a
much
blind
are these?
tasting because I think you guys are dogging this shit because it's Bush.
How much
If you
are
didn't know
these?
what it was, I don't know, like $1 for a 12-pack. I don't know. They're not
Dude,
expensive.
I'm
Yeah.
never buying Coors Light again. I'm just going to buy Busch.
I like Bush. I like Bush fine.
It pretty much is just like Coors Light. I mean,
Yeah.
you said the alcohol by volume was like what 4.8 or
4.3,
4.3. That's
It's
even
the
less
same.
than Coors Light. So when you think about this, is their regular, not their light.
Right, their light is actually negative alcohol, so
Yeah, yeah.
you actually get
It
less
take-
drunk if you drink it.
It takes your alcohol from you.
Right.
There's a reason
Right.
why they sell these things in 30 packs and even I guess larger.
You need that many for a buzz.
All right,
Somebody go. Let's
I've got
go
a-
first
I've got
because
a
I have a
score.
feeling I'm going to drag it down.
I've got a score.
Go ahead.
One more drink.
Oh,
Okay. Anybody else?
That's a 6.6. You could drink this beer all damn day. You could drink this beer going to pick your kids up from school. This beer is, 100%. This beer will get you hydrated in the morning. This beer will keep you hydrated all throughout the day until you go to sleep at night. And with the 4.4% alcohol, you're never going to get drunk. You're never going to get wasted.
Grabbing a Brisket does not condone
We do that.
drinking and driving, especially in a school zone.
We do. Yeah, you should be able to do it on Fridays. So, anyways.
Well, on a Friday, yeah. Well, it's
Right.
different.
I know. So, yeah, it's a 6.6. It's a solid beer. Why would you not want to drink this beer?
I'm gonna throw
I am.
out just a solid 5.0.
This is the middle of the road. Okay.
all right. I'm going to go next because I was going to give it a 5.1. It just edges above a 5 for me, and for me, like that means I would drink it again, but just barely.
I'm sorry. Like, this is not a strong, flavor-forward beer, like tons of flavor. But as far as drinkability, fuck, it's
not even a
water.
word.
Yeah, it's so damn drinkable.
It's great, right?
I'm sorry. I'll go 7.5. I could drink this shit all day.
John,
I feel like if I drank 2 of them, it would give me a headache.
John sees
like,
it.
No.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
It
There's
takes
not
your
enough
headache away.
anything in it to give you a
No,
headache.
anything with that corny kind of flavor to it, that'll
No.
give me a headache.
If anything, you're going to wake up feeling better tomorrow if you drink
Right.
this shit all day.
Yeah, all that ethanol and everything
Yeah.
else they
It's true.
make
It's
with
true.
corn.
Just piss right in your gas tank and going down the
No,
road.
it's true.
I mean, I almost drank half of it already.
It's good. It's good.
I can't believe it's only in 12 ounces. You know what I mean?
Yeah, next time tell Jared to get the big ones.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And this concludes the grabbing the brisket.
Beer review Bush. It's what men drink.
That's right. We need a sound effect for that.
Yeah.
For Bush?
Wish we had a
No,
sound.
for the beer review.
Don't we have any sound effects?
Yeah, that's right.
Play one.
Jan's a little bitch.
Bitch.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
There's your little sound bite of the day.
All right, James. Is
Freaking
it
animals.
finally
All right.
time for the barbecue talk?
Well, finally, we're getting into the competition rib talk. So last week we talked briefly about selection of ribs and the different styles of ribs that you can go out there with the competition ribs. I got a few little topics that I threw out there so you guys can take a look at it and see. First one right off the bat is you open up the rib pack, and I'm just going to, for example, we're going with the St. Louis cut. You open it up out of the little cryovac.
Yep.
Now what do? You got to trim it.
So if this is is it the entire rib, or you're not bumping?
Are they already trimmed down to St. Louis cut?
Or are you going to have
already St. Louis? We're not trying to go into spare ribs
Okay.
and
Okay.
having to cut down. So it's already St. Louis cut, because I think that's pretty much what generally 99% of the people out there doing competition ribs, that's what they go for.
Yes. So really quick, the very top of the spare rib, just cut that knuckle completely off, and you'll find the joint there. Cut that completely off, square up your bones, and that's going to be your St. Louis cut, right? You may lose an end bone here and there when you do it, but the very top of it, go ahead and cut that strip off, and you'll be able to feel it, that flap, right? And then make it a very tight rectangle section. That's going to be your St. Louis cut. But for the trimming, and I'm reading in here, James, the first thing you do, what is the first thing you do?
Well, the first thing you want to do is trim off any type of excess fat.
That hard fat, right?
Hard fat, a lot of the stuff it will just kind of just pull off. You'll just kind of pull it, and it'll just come off with it. Along with, on the backside, you have that little flap.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Little
are
meat flap.
a little bit more predominant than others, but some of them, you got to go in there and just cut that off, because that's nothing that you want to present in a box, because when you do a cross section, you cut that rib, you're just going to have a little flap of meat just hanging down right there. You know what I mean?
It's going to look very unappetizing.
Unappetizing. So if you're in a KCBS type environment where your judge has to pick up that rib and see that, it's definitely texture-wise, it's just going to throw them off, and they're like, nah, I'm not really about that.
Yeah, visually.
You get into some of the other competitions where they have to go with a knife and fork. Maybe they don't have to see the bottom of that bone area. Maybe it's not that big of a deal, but I'm just get it off. It doesn't need to be there.
Right.
Save it for some. If it's big enough, that you could just throw it on there and onto the grill, season it up, throw it on the grill, and you got a little snack.
I agree.
Same thing with the
Spare rib?
knuckle or whatever the rib tips or what you want to call those. Those get grilled up. You can cut that off and still put that
Yeah,
on
you still
smoker.
use it. Right.
Put it on there and use it. Whatever else. But in a comp, and we're talking about competition ribs, you want the cleaner the better, right?
Right.
You want this excess fat taken off. You want these things squared up, and then we're not getting into cutting the bones or cutting whatever else.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying you want this. And there's a thinner side and a thicker side to this. To every rack, right? And so I think at that point you're trying to gauge, these ribs and trying to get these things as even as possible. You want these things to cook as even as possible going down.
Yeah. And when you go buy the rack of ribs, look for something that's pretty thick, just kind of even all across.
If you can't find those, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to get really thin bones when you go into competition, because those guys are going to cook really quick.
Yeah.
And when you turn them in, there's really not going to be a whole lot of meat where the judges have to go cut off on.
That's
right. So you don't want to go into that route.
Yeah. As far at least for me when I'm trimming, just because it's St. Louis cut, already cut down to that, doesn't mean you're not going to have to, like you said, trim off some of that knuckle. There's probably still going to be some cartilage on there you can take off because you want it to get that pullback. You want it to have that look. the flap on the back, like you said. And then on the ends, you can square it up. I'm not taking off a whole bunch, but I'm definitely looking to see if there's any, because a lot of times there'll be like a part of a bone still on the
That's
end,
right.
and that's going to poke through your
Trim
foil.
it.
It's going to fuck it up. Just cut back that last bone and leave as much meat on there as possible so that when you do wrap it, you're not going to have any issues.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
and that's an OG move that I think real pet masters, people that compete, understand it. Because here's the deal: you really only understand that one move right there when you rip your tin full and you leak everything. Once you've wrapped it, you leak everything out, and you open it up expecting to have these beautiful ribs, meat side down, just basting in that au jus and everything
Dry
else,
as shit.
and it's just roasting in there like son of a bitch. What's going on? That's pro move. Also, better cook more than one rack. I'm just saying.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, do a
So-
few.
Yeah. So just to kind of close that out, as far as the trimming the excess fat, like you don't want to leave a ton of just fat. I know fat is flavor. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves the fat, but if there's too much fat and when you wrap it up, it's just going to be kind of oily and
Right.
greasy type stuff.
You don't want that.
Yeah,
Just get some of it out, but be careful because you don't want to be trimming too much on the backside and you start cutting and start exposing some of those bones, and those bones start popping up through the what was it be like the secondary membrane, because there's like that secondary membrane that kind of holds everything together, and I think they have a terminology where they call shiners, where the ribs kind of just pop up through the meat. So you got to be careful, but yeah, any like big, huge fat globs, like I know, as you mentioned earlier, like if you're looking at the rack of the ribs, you're going to have one thick end, and it's going to taper all the way down to the other side to a thinner end. And that thick end, it has, I don't know what it is. And
It's always a big chunk of fat, right?
There's a chunk of fat,
There's a
and
layer.
I think it's something that bellies up to the, bellies up. It's something that is close to the pork belly meat.
Yeah.
And so it's just how they cut and trim, they leave a little bit of that on there. So even if you try to cut that off, it's going to be a little divot. It's still just going to be just like not presentable. So usually what we do is just like that end, we just kind of cut that one bone off.
Yeah.
If we have to go a little bit further in, we will. Typically, a lot of people will cook multiple racks of ribs, and they're not turning in all their bones
Off of one rack.
off
Right.
of one rack. So they'll do 2 racks of ribs or 3, or depending on what it is, they'll do 8 racks of ribs.
Right.
just to
Generally
find out.
speaking, you're getting maybe 4 or 5 bones off of a rack, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So don't be shy of trimming down and condensing, taking a bone here or 2 bones off to where you only have like 8 bones perfectly.
Perfectly
Squared
squared,
up.
perfectly
Right,
whatever else,
right.
yeah. And obviously when we get into trimming or actually slicing the ribs, there's some OG money hints that people don't even think about.
They're coming, guys.
Right?
Listen.
I'm telling you right now, we're not going to give away the nugget today, but the nugget is coming, and I'm telling you right now, it's the one thing that I think gets you in the money call. And I'm just going to tell you right now, when it comes to slicing, and slicing's key. It's just as important as cooking or anything else. When you go to
Resting,
slice,
yeah.
resting, the slicing, and when it comes up, dude, I'm telling you right now, the nugget is going to be there, and it's going to be like, oh shit,
Never thought of that.
I never thought of that.
I know
But-
exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I know.
So when we get into shaping, we're talking about like, okay, so we're condensing this rack of ribs into like 8 bones or 10 bones max or whatever. We're squaring everything up to where it just looks like a giant fucking rectangle.
Yep.
Looks good, but what some of these people are doing, they're going above and beyond, and they're doing just a little bit extra step. So everything is square because you're taking a freaking knife, just like chopping down on both sides. What they're doing is they're coming in with a pair of scissors all over the top portion of
Rounding
that
the
rack
edges
of
a little
rib,
bit?
and just rounding all the edges to where it just looks. We've all seen those beautiful rack of ribs that.
Yeah, they're just like they're rolled.
Yeah.
Right.
We
Right.
just see like freaking Bill Purvis with Chicken
Yeah.
Fried Barbecue showing these like beautiful masterpiece type ribs.
Yeah.
They weren't just like cut straight down the middle, just like squared up and thrown on the grill, and they just like shrunk down to where everything just rounded off and looked beautiful and perfect.
Right.
There's a lot of little extra steps that you got to go in there to make those things a little bit more presentable.
Just
Yeah.
like you do on briskets or on these steak competitions where they're where they're trimming it down. Right. Any sharp edges, they're going to end up burning or charring or drying out just a little bit. You don't want that. So that makes sense.
So invest in a pair of nice kitchen shears. Definitely, if you're doing a competition barbecue, you need to invest in like the little tongs, the little, what am I talking about? The tweezers, the barbecue tweezers. Even the, I'm pretty sure I haven't used it yet, but I'm going to get one. But I think you use it to ice cakes with, and that's what you use to scoop up your brisket slices. It's just like a small little offset spatula.
Yeah.
To where you scoop up brisket slices, and that's what you use to throw it into the
You're not using
box.
your hands to pick it up.
Correct.
Because when you use your hands, you have a bow in the middle. The ends are bowing down, right?
It could break.
You're holding the middle. It could break. And that's what you don't want. The break on a piece of brisket or any piece of meat you're turning in, right? That everybody always sees it, and it doesn't look uniform. And that's the one thing you want. Every slice has got to look the same, going all the way. The consistency is what wins.
Yep.
So,
Sure.
okay. We got removing the membrane.
Yeah, and I feel like everybody kind of knows about this, but
We know it, and I think there's some people that say you don't have to remove the membrane.
competition, remove the damn membrane. Just do it.
Right. You're exactly right. And I think that people like backyard cooks,
You don't have to.
who cares?
No biggie.
Don't do it. But go the extra step. Figure out what you're doing here and remove the membrane all the way across the back side of those bones, right? And so the bone side, make sure you pull that layer up because it's just going to help your seasoning penetrate. It's going to help that smoke penetrate. And obviously, you're going to get the smoke flavor on there. That's going to happen. That's not the thing. It's really about the seasonings. It's also about really just having you don't want that extra film sitting there after you smoked it and cooked it. To have another little bite through, right? Because KCBS, they actually take a bite. And you want to make sure you have a clean bite all the way through. And I'm sure other jurisdictions, whatever else, a fork and knife. But when you're eating it, you don't want anything popping in your mouth. You don't want something that's going to be chewy in your mouth or anything else. Just remove it. Take away anything that was going to do it. Take it away.
Yeah, it's not that difficult. And we've all seen the videos where you take a freaking butter knife or a plastic knife and kind of run it up one of those bones and take a paper towel to where you can grab it. It's not so slippery because it's so slimy, and just rip it off. Honestly, it takes you an additional like 10 seconds to do it.
Yeah.
And once you start doing it, like even if you're doing it in the backyard, once you start doing it, it's like in some of the techniques that some of these competition cooks utilize, whether it's like the seasoning or injecting or whatever. Once you start doing that, the end result, the product, your family, your friends are like, holy shit, dude, this is good. Dude.
Right.
Hey,
this is money.
You should like actually open up a restaurant.
Yeah, dude. Like that's the very next thing that happens. Like, this is really good. If you thought about opening your own place up, you're like, man.
Then it's work, man.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like have you come and boss me around. You know what I mean? Like, there's no world ever going to happen where you're going to show up to my place and go like, oh, these ribs weren't good. No, not happening, man.
Right.
You're getting punched in the face,
Kicking motherfuckers out.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't
Sorry,
cook it for you. I cooked it for me. Right? Everything I cook is for me. It's never for anybody else. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Great. Don't tell me. Just going down the road, right?
Except when I cook chicken for my wife because I'm doing it for her 100%.
I'm all about
cooking a lot.
I'm all about positive criticism.
Perfection.
Like, it's never going to be perfect, right? If you have your preference, everybody has their own preference for barbecue, right? Everybody has their own way of making it, their own thing they like, and maybe some people like sweet, some people like heat, some people like something different, right? I'm all okay with that. If you tell me, like, man, I thought it was really good, I like mine a little more spicier, that's a great feedback, right? Mm-hmm. That's great to go, you know what? Maybe a lot more people
love feedback.
Maybe more people should, make theirs a little more spicier or whatever else, right? And I'm a spice guy, right? So I can get down with that. But like this whole like, this is not good. You're like, man,
we need constructive.
You're the same person that told me to open a restaurant up. Now you're telling me that it's not good. Like, you've been here every day for a week. Like, no wonder you're getting used to it. Get out of here.
Hey, let me give you a big plate of kiss my ass.
And I think it's what barbecue is like. Barbecue is very subjective because I think that when you're cooking it all the time, and the same people are eating it, they're getting used to it. Now, I think the average person that doesn't get to eat it all the time, and give them your best barbecue, right? And they rant and they rave over.
Oh, I'm telling you.
You know what I mean?
Bro, every time I go to California, every summer I go to California and I'm cooking for my family out there, they're like, this is the best shit I've ever eaten. I'm like, this is what I had last week. So
I know,
they
right?
love it.
They love it. I love it.
There's nothing better.
I'm just saying that it's all subjective. It's all about what your worldview is. And if you're in the barbecue game all the time, I don't look for barbecue restaurants to go eat at anymore. Like, I just don't do it. I'd rather just go home and make it myself, and I'll spend the 15 hours to get it done, right? But, like, people I work with, they're like, hey, you want to have barbecue? And I'm like, ooh, yeah, I guess. Like,
I know. When we were in the
getting that
office,
chopped
more,
beef.
they were like, "Oh, let's go to Spring Creek Barbecue," and I'm like, "Oof, I'd rather just not eat than
Right.
go there."
How about Mexican food?
I'm actually fasting.
Yeah.
Panda Express, anybody?
Right. I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah. So removing the membrane,
Yeah.
it allows essentially some of the seasoning to stick to the meat that you're actually going to eat. You know what I mean? As opposed to when you're trying to just like gnaw on a piece of membrane, you're like, I don't want that, whatever. But so remove the membrane. It allows a little bit of the smoke. It allows a little bit more of the seasoning to kind of penetrate the rack of ribs.
Prevents them from curling up a little bit too sometimes.
Yeah. Well, if you have that membrane, that thing's not going anywhere. It's just going to tighten up.
That's what happens. It'll hold seasoning, it'll hold some stuff or whatever, but all it does is tighten up. The rack tightens up. The entire piece of meat tightens up, you know. And I do think you should remove. People don't talk about this like you don't have to. Great, yeah, I get you can make good barbecue without having to pull it off.
Right.
But I'm not here to make good barbecue. I'm here to make great barbecue.
Yeah, if you can do one little thing to make it better, why not?
And that's the difference. Like, what's good? Yeah, it was really good. Okay, really good is great. But I'm not here to make really good barbecue. I'm here to freaking win. And that's the difference. And that's a difference in mentality you have to have when you're competing is like, you're going to go all out. It's not because, like, attention is in the details, but when you're that detailed and you're that consistent, you're going to start winning. You know what I mean? And I don't care what seasoning you're using. I mean, unless you're just using salt and pepper, like, yeah, like, and shit, maybe even that would do it. I mean, sometimes, you know, whatever. But I just think that, like, consistency is what it is. And if you want to be the best and you want to, like, actually, like, really compete and practice, then it takes good practice. Great practice makes great barbecue. Mm-hmm. It's not just practice makes perfect. It's perfect practice makes perfect barbecue. And that's what we strive for. And we're not there, and we're probably never going to be there. But guess what? We're going to keep trying. We're going to keep trying to be perfect. So there it is.
So do we have a fail today, John?
I have 0 fails lined up. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay. Hey, no biggie.
The only fail we have is that we tried out a bunch of seasonings on Saturday.
Yeah, we've been testing out some rubs.
With 2 racks of ribs, and
I think it was, we cut them up.
We cut them up to 4.
We've been working on some different seasonings.
Yeah.
We were trying to figure out which one we want to release to send in to get made or whatever.
That's right.
So we'd had 4 different half racks, I guess
styles,
you could say.
4 different styles of ribs.
We were testing out. We cooked them for, what, 84 hours?
80, like probably 8 to 10 hours.
Well, the problem is we started cooking them towards the end of the brisket cook.
Right.
So they're just sitting on there while we're...
Everything else finished, and we were like,
we're taking briskets off and venting and putting in the Cambros and everything, and it's just kind of just sitting there.
Right.
And then, what's the fire temp at? Oh, it went way down. Let's throw some more logs on there, try to get it back up.
Yeah.
Nobody's really paying attention to fire too much at that point. It's just,
who first saw it?
I think Matt was watching it. Matt went over there and was like, how does our ribs back down to like 140? I'm like, well, no one's put wood on there. When the fire goes out, the temp's going to go down. Yeah. So anyways, those ended up, finally we pulled them. I don't know if they were actually done. We pulled them. Matt was going to take them home with him and try some out or whatever. And they got left sitting on the back of Johnny and June. I went out there later that night and saw them, put them in the fridge. And then they got left there for a couple of days, and they got thrown away. So, I guess our rubs got pushed back at least a couple of weeks.
At least 1 week. At least until this weekend.
Right.
We can figure it out.
So that's the barbecue fail this week.
There it
is we cooked a couple racks of ribs, and they got thrown away. So.
Yeah, well, it's not about we cook. It's like the barbecue fail really in this is like, obviously, I mean, an animal's died, right? And we took both racks
that
from
was
it,
a whole pig.
But it's not funny or whatever else. It's a mistake that happens. But we spent all day these guys were up at like 4 a.m, right? And cooking. I was not because I slept in and because I got dennied. But I did my best to get there as quick as I could. And the racks look beautiful. But the lesson here is just like, I think you're right, Matt. We put these on at the towards the end of our cook, and we were just so wiped out.
Yeah, like mentally, we're winding down too. So.
It just was like, we're tired of, like, people have already picked up. We're like, let's go. And then it was like, let's rejoice a little bit. Let's drink. And
well, we had already drank a couple.
No, I know. I'm just
yeah.
I'm just trying to set the story tone.
Right.
We drank more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is true.
It is what it is.
Anyhow.
Hey, well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this is how we learn. This is how we grow and evolve on how we cook or whatever. And we're no different from anybody out there that's listening right now that has lost a couple of jalapeno poppers or a link of sausage and just stayed on the grill.
It's like just petrified.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
You ever had that embarrassing moment where you go to fire up that grill the next weekend and you have your buddy sitting there and you like open up the lid and there's like last weekend's remnants just sitting there?
Yeah, right.
Hey,
You're like,
Right.
no, I just cooked that last night. Let me get that out here.
Right.
Right,
Shit.
yeah. Hey, if you're listening to a barbecue podcast or you're following somebody that you freaking love on the social medias and you never hear about them screwing up,
yeah.
Rookie.
Like not muting their phone when they're on the podcast.
Exactly. Then you know that they're full of shit.
Yeah.
Because we screw up plenty.
Yeah,
100%.
like I was going to say, it's like we should be friends because we're all here in the same boat. We're all doing the same shit, trying to strive and trying to be better at cooking this barbecue. And we win sometimes, and hey, we fail sometimes as well.
Rodeo Austin's coming up,
Rodeo Austin's coming up.
and we're only there to what?
Win.
All I do is win.
I'm telling you right now, A games, like practice makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. We are going to be competing
If
internally.
you're anywhere near Austin, what is it, March 4th, March 5th,
3rd,
right in there?
First weekend of March.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're anywhere near Austin, I'm saying anywhere near, like if you're in
200-mile
New
radius.
Mexico, Oklahoma, Kansas, West
Vegas.
Virginia,
Yeah, Florida.
y'all need to come by and see us
Georgia.
because it's going to be a party.
Let's go.
Yes,
Let's
just
go.
say, hey, I know grabbing a brisket. We'll get you in the tent and we'll get you crunk.
Yeah.
And
So next week,
food and
next
booze.
week, by the time this episode airs, I mean, you're going to have the World Championship barbecue competition here in Houston with the Houston
by
Livestock
God.
Show and Rodeo firing up. So
Our
we will be out there
Our boy
recording
with,
live with Houston.
Houston, Alex is going to be cooking
Yep,
out there.
Alex Castro.
Right?
We got a couple other people
So-
lined up already. But it's going to be a good one.
So it's going to be
go.
magical. I don't know if we're going to get a chance to drop down the second installment with the competition ribs, but I will tell you this right here: nobody loves dry ribs.
No.
Absolutely nobody.
When
No.
you say dry ribs, you mean dry rub, or are you talking about
I
your
like
ribs
ribs
being
that dried
dry?
out.
on
I'm
the
talking
middle?
about dry
No sauce.
meat.
Okay,
Like our ribs probably were after
I
they internally dropped
concur.
in temperature 20 degrees twice.
right,
Correct.
Yeah.
Like
Okay, I see what you're saying.
no amount of sauce
Don't try your
can
ribs
make
out.
these guys recover.
right. Yeah, okay.
Stay tuned to the Grabbing the Brisket podcast. We're going to talk about injections. We're going to talk about rubs, seasonings, stuff that we
Slicing.
could do to help improve.
How to elevate,
Yeah.
right?
We're going to give some
like,
killer tips. And
everybody
tricks.
knows how to cook these damn things, but how are you going to elevate your box turn in?
Make yours
right?
different.
That's right. Big shout out last weekend. I want to say thank you guys. I had that tailgate, HASC tailgate, where I did the briskets and the pork belly. I actually had a guy show up. He was an HSE manager for one of the facilities that he works at, and he got invited out and he came in. But the one thing he was like, man, he goes, said, hey, we got some food, and he was like, man, I'm tired of brisket. I'm tired of pulled pork. I see that everywhere, you know. He goes, you know what I really like is some pork belly. And this dude Michael at work was like, man, you're not going to believe this, but my boy Jan over here, he did pork belly. And he was like, what? And he's like, well, so he came over. This dude's chowing down on the pork belly, and he is like, holy shit, this is so good. Had the perfect amount of sauce, right? The burn-in pork belly, right? The perfect amount of sauce, because it wasn't overly sauce, just enough to go, damn, that's there, right? The heat was there. Everything was just there, right? Man, I mean, I don't know.
Do you have any pictures or videos I could have been sharing right now? That would have been great.
Yeah, I've got some. I'll send that over to you.
Yeah, well, check out our social medias or go to our website, grabthebrisket.com, and I'll post some content about Jan's Cookout there so you guys can see it, because I'm sure it was freaking phenomenal.
It was phenomenal. We're out there. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're supporting our company, Effie Moran. Let's go. What? We're supporting our company, but the one killer was the guy going, man, I don't want all that. Everybody's got barbecue out here, but I just want some pork belly. And dude was like, dude, you're not going to believe what's going on. I got 2 pans of pork belly at our booth right now. He was like, let's go.
That's amazing.
So, met him. Hopefully we're having lunch next week, so who knows? Who knows what happens? Pork belly. Thank you, pork belly.
Pork belly saves the day.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. So when you're checking out our website, grabthebrisket.com, you can send us your barbecue wins or your barbecue fails, your barbecue stories in general. How you got into barbecue? Tell us a little something about it. We've got a 3-minute cutoff, but it's a hotline, 434-829-2299. We want to hear about it, and when you send it in, we share it on the show. You're going to win yourself some
Suckabusters. Suckabusters. Everybody wants some Suckabusters.
That's right.
And if you don't feel comfortable leaving a voicemail, you can still just email it in if you want to.
That's true.
We'll read it live on air.
info@grabbingabrisket.com.
But if we're going to read it as you, I need to know how we should, like, with enthusiasm. Are we monotoned?
Do you have an accent?
Like, tell us how to read it, and we'll read it the way you want us to say it.
Good guy, sir.
It's not me.
Crikey.
It's not me. It's Matt. It's Matt and John. Matt and John will be reading this in your words, okay? Which is very important, by the way.
In the style,
in this style of
like
Old English.
Shakespeare.
Yeah,
right.
how
the
thou...
thespians.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Look, honestly, hey, this has been another great Grabbing the Brisket podcast. This has been awesome talking barbecue with you guys.
Peace.
Let's go!
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. We've been great.
Smoke on.
Dang it, Bobby. Just grab the brisket. We'd like to give a special thanks to Sucklebuster's Barbecue Rubs and Sauces, Bonner's Fiesta Spices, Cooley Nation Custom Koozies, Cambro Manufacturing, Yeti Coolers, the Smoke Sheep Barbecue Newsletter, and Dow Strong Knives. We definitely appreciate your support.